Welcome everyone to the gibberish discussion thing. I don't know. Today we're going to be talking about my top 10 favorite movies that I watched in 2021. Now, this is not just a list of all the movies that came out in 2021 that I liked the most. This is a list of movies that I watched during 2021 and were like, damn, those are good movies. Just the ones I enjoyed the most. If you agree with me, thank you. But if not, that's fine. I'm fine with that. So with all that, we're going to be going through my top 10 movies. And the first one on the list, in number 10, is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Let's be honest, this movie shouldn't exist. The fact that it does is actually an accomplishment in its own right. Like, the fact that fans are able to bully a studio to do it, and then have the director make a 4-hour version of the movie he actually wanted to make was incredible. And the movie, it's not perfect, but I think it really shows that when you take scenes and you have shots that, you know, when you just re-edit things to be in the way they originally were intended to be, it can just be really good. Just throwing in quippy lines doesn't work, but making an actually good, cohesive film does. I do think there are lots of problems with the movie. It's very slow paced to the point where it doesn't need to be 4 hours long. The movie could have probably been 3 hours and been good, or a 4-cut TV show part or something like that. And it wasn't. And that's fine. I dropped something, but no, that's fine. The movie itself, I'm just glad it exists because it was a different superhero film. It was a dark superhero film while being good. Okay, and it had the balanced humor that I wanted from it. Also, it did a good job of making Superman a badass. Batman is still Zack Snyder's Batman, but Superman and Wonder Woman and the rest of them do much better in this, and I appreciate that. I really do. Next up is going to be Free Guy. Free Guy is also a film that I just didn't expect to be as good as it was. It is probably, no, it is the funniest movie I have watched in a long time. Like, not just this year, but in a long time. I'm not a huge fan of comedy movies in the sense of like that, because I usually find them to be very, like, when you're trying to make me laugh like that, it's just harder for me because I'm very analytical in the way I think about certain things. So having a movie like this being good and funny actually surprised me. It was very well done out, with the characters and concepts all being extremely well thought of. And it's the one movie with a bunch of product placement that I actually didn't hate, because it makes fun of the product placement. And the whole product placement in general is made to kind of just piss you off, and I think that's hilarious. So Free Guy is an excellent film, and I think it's really good. Number 8 is Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Now, Rogue One, I will admit, probably shouldn't be on this list, but it is a great Star Wars movie to me. It feels like it was just plucked right from, like, it's part of the original trilogy. Like, it feels like it's just part of the original trilogy of Star Wars. And it is by far the best Disney Star Wars film. I don't know if y'all have watched all the Disney Star Wars films recently, but I did, because I'm stupid. And this film is great. This is one of the best Star Wars films ever, in my opinion. It's better than most of the prequels, and it's better than all of the sequels, and it's better than Return of the Jedi. It's like the 5th best Star Wars film, I think, for something like that. But the film was just really, really well done, in my opinion. And if they had let Gareth Edwards done what he really wanted to do, it could have been probably one of the best Star Wars films of all time. So it really makes me sad that they didn't. But they took a war film concept and they used it for Rogue One. I watched Saving Private Ryan this year for the first time. It's Star Wars Saving Private Ryan, alright? It's just a really well done film with the pacing and feeling of it. Now, when I go to the pacing, the film has a big problem in the beginning with that. but it really starts to pick up in the middle and starts to push you through towards the end. Like, the Vader scene is one of the best scenes I think everyone could say. But I also gotta say, it also has fantastic music. For only having a month to do the music, Michael Giacchino is fantastic in it. Did a great job. So, probably doesn't deserve to be here, but one of my favorite films of the year that I watched. Next up is Kiki's Delivery Service. Now, I've been a huge Ghibli fan for just a long time. I just really enjoy him. He's just fun. Right? He's simple, fun enjoyment, and that's what I like. Just give me simple, fun enjoyment, okay? And Kiki's Delivery Service did that. When I went to watch Ghibli films this year, I started like in mid-December, so I'll be watching more in the future. But it was just really fun to watch this film and to just be like, wow, that was really fun and cool. Like the concept of everything around it was just really heartwarming. Like the entire setting reminded me a lot of Luca with like certain, like, you could say Harry Potter elements, but then it just has an overall fun feel with it that there's no huge message. It's nothing grand. It's just a simple story about a girl just enjoying herself in this life she's created for herself. And that's all I needed. I had a good time with it. And next, which is a huge change in tone, is Silence of the Lambs. Now, this is one of those movies that I was trying to go through like some of the best films of all time. And I added this because people told me a lot about it. But the main reason why was I watched the Closer Looks video on how one of the best ways like to introduce your villain. Like, I think it was the best way to create a terrifying villain. And it was going over how Hannibal Lecter did this, Hannibal Lecter. And it was really fascinating as we went through and watched the film, the simple progression and just depth that the movie had. I was actually scared for a good amount of it in an intense thriller way, especially when she's in the house. The main character is actually, likable. Thank you. I don't know why that's hard to do, it seems, but she really was. And the villain was actually terrifying. And I don't really think that Hannibal Lecter was the villain in this movie. I really felt like it's probably Buffalo Bill. But his presence as this kind of weird mentor to her is just really, it was really refreshing. I've seen a lot of things done like this in TV shows and stuff, but this one did a good job in it, and I just appreciate that. Next up is Dead Poets Society. I never watched this before this, and this movie, like, I don't know why I like it. Like, I really don't. But I watched this movie, and then it ended, and I was like, nothing happened in that movie except for the kid killed himself. Okay. Like, and you think that would be bad, but the "Oh Captain, My Captain" scene and just the overall feel of the movie, like, it was just really weird but heartwarming. I don't know why. If someone could tell me in the comments either A, why I like this movie, or B, why I shouldn't like this movie, please do, because I don't know why I enjoy this movie as much as I do. But it is a very engaging movie if you like characters. If you like characters, this movie is one of those movies that will get you. And Robin Williams, of course, is fantastic. I don't know what more to say except for, yeah. Oh, by the way, before the movie started, I made a suicide joke, and yeah, definitely regretted that. Number 4 is Spirited Away. Now, unlike Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away I actually had watched like 4 years ago, and I remember watching it, I was like, wow, that was really good but really creepy, and just that's how I ended it. Just really good but really creepy. And I ended it with, when I rewatched it this year, I was just like, that was a solid film. It wasn't as creepy as I remembered it. It's a creepy film for what it is. And for a Ghibli film, it is much darker than the Ghibli films I've seen, at least. And watching it and seeing how it progresses and the story of Chihiro and so forth is just really well done. Like, it's just really well done. The dragon, No Face, even the freaking baby are all just wonderful characters. The animation, oh my god, of the grannies, the old ladies are magnificent. And the overall feel and tone of this movie is really well done. I just really enjoy it. So yeah. By the way, did y'all know that the guy who voices Max in the Goofy movie is the dragon? I didn't remember that. Wild. Number 3 is going to be Spider-Man No Way Home. Now this movie is truly actually amazing. This movie, like, it got spoiled so hard before it came out. The leaks of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, the leaks of the Lizard, and all of the villains, like Dr. Octavius. It was all so crazy, and I just remembered when I was reading all this, the hype of this movie was so astronomical. It was actually crazy. It was truly astronomical how crazy this film was. But like when you're just watching it, and then you realize, holy crap, it was all of the expectations and more. Like, this movie actually delivered on the expectation. And I don't know how Marvel is able to do that on some movies and fail so badly on others. But, like, John Watts and the Russo brothers know how to do it. Because I thought the same thing with Endgame, and then my expectations were met. And I thought the same thing with No Way Home. And not only were my expectations met, but exceeded. I did not expect Green Goblin to be as good of a villain as he was in this film. This is has the best Spider-Man villain, and that's Green Goblin. Green Goblin is the best Spider-Man villain we've gotten in a movie, period. And I remember when I heard they were going to make 4, 5, 6 more Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6 after this. I just remember thinking, like, I don't know if I want that. I was like, because I was nervous that they were going to do it wrong. But after watching this film, I was just like, I can't wait to see it. Because unlike the other Spider-Man movies that we got, where the first Spider-Man is where he builds himself up from the Uncle Ben quote, this trilogy has been that. This trilogy has been Spider-Boy going to Spider-Man. It's truly just crazy, like, how well this trilogy has actually brought Spider-Man to where he is. If these next 3 movies are as good as I'm hoping they're going to be, this will be the epitome of Spider-Man in films, I think. And I'm really excited to see how he's going to appear in the MCU afterwards, with him being more mature and going to college. Like, just the overall tone of Spider-Man has changed forever, and I am so, so excited for it. Now, number 2 is going to be Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption, to me, was a movie that... it was the first 10 out of 10 movie I'd given in a long time. This movie was just so solid. Everything that this movie does, from the concept, the acting, the pacing, the writing, and editing and directing, are all just on par with some of the... I can't think of a better way to do it. The story this movie was telling and the way it unfolded was just crazy. And I don't think I've just seen a movie do it this well. Like, the repetitiveness of Morgan Freeman's hearings to see if he gets out, how long the guy's been in jail, the suicide in the room, the whole thing. It was just truly well done. I couldn't believe it. And out of all the movies on here, it's probably the best movie. Like, technically. But the movie we're about to talk about next, number 1, I I had to give her number one. Interstellar is the best movie I think I watched this year, just because the way Christopher Nolan told this story truly surprised me. This was the first movie in 5 years to make me cry, and I was actually surprised at how I did it. This movie really showed me that it doesn't matter what concept you're doing. It doesn't matter how complicated, alright, it is, that your story is. That in the end, if you are telling a good story with good characters, you can do it. And Matthew McConaughey, after watching this film, I'm pretty sure he's one of the best actors I've ever seen. Which is funny because I thought he was one of the dullest actors I had ever seen before. But this movie, he really shines, and there are just so many little details that he does, that Anne Hathaway's character does, and the overall feel that is truly just so heartwarming. If you want, this is the best, probably one of the best sci-fi films I've ever watched. I don't consider Star Wars sci-fi, okay, just to go out of the way, okay. But this film is truly just a great. It's just a great movie. Yeah. It has a crazy plot. Like, watch it on your own and then watch it with someone who knows what they're talking about, and it'll be really crazy. So yeah, guys. Those are my top 10 movies that I enjoyed in 2021. I don't know why I made this video. I don't know why I do these rants. I just do them because, you know, they're easy. They're fun. Who cares? Yeah, that's why. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you liked them, I'll probably, even if you don't, I'll probably keep making them just because. But let me know if there's something you want me to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about. So I will see y'all later, and have a great new year. Bye.